Hi viewers, welcome to our Coriso Medical Surgical Nursing channel. Thank you for your continuous support and motivation. Please subscribe to this channel for future update. All you need to know about Conis syndrome. Let's dive to the topic. Hypersensitivity coronary disorders, originally described in the year of 1991 by Conis as acute coronary syndrome associated with allergic reaction. It is otherwise called as allergic angina, allergic myocardial infarction, or coronary hypersensitivity disorder. Anatomy of coronary artery. Coronary artery is divided into two branches, that is right coronary artery and left coronary artery. Both are originate from the right and left sinuses of valsalva of the aortic root respectively. The myocardial distributions of the coronary arteries is somewhat variable, but the right coronary artery almost always supply the right ventricle and the left coronary arteries supply the anterior portions of the left ventricular septum and the anterior wall of the left ventricle. Left coronary artery including left anterior descending artery and left circumflex artery tributary is shown as AVGA, that is atrioventricular groove artery. Then another one is BDA, posterior descending artery. Right coronary artery and its tributaries AV, atrioventricular, PDA, RCA, RV, that is right ventricular, and SA, sinoatrial. Normal coronary artery diameter. The average size varies with the gender, approximately 3 mm in females and 4 mm in males. The average diameters of the each coronary artery also vary, ranging from 5 mm left coronary artery in males to 2 mm posterior descending artery in females. What is meant by Conis syndrome? Conis syndrome is defined as acute coronary syndrome caused by an allergic reaction or a strong immune reaction to a drug or other substance. History. In the year of 1950, Pfister and Lice published the first report of acute myocardial infarction during a prolonged allergic reaction to penicillin. In the year of 1991, Conis and Savras published the first complete description of histamine-induced coronary artery spasm and the syndrome of allergic angina. In 1998, Braunwald categorized allergic angina in a subgroup of dynamic coronary occlusion lesions. In 2008, Whittaker et al. Published the first of 4 cases of children presenting with Conis syndrome. 2012, Conis syndrome associated with hypersensitivity responses and coronary stent implantation. Types. Conis describes 3 reported variants in his 2013 paper Coronary Hypersensitivity Disorders. Type 1 variants is vasospastic allergic angina, and type 2 variants allergic myocardial infarction, and finally type 3 variants, that is stent thrombosis. Etiology: insect and venom. Then food allergies, that is vegetables, milk and canned food. Some of the drugs, that is the thrombolytic agents, heparin, streptokinase, urokinase and corticosteroids, and other drugs like allopurinol and enalapurinol. Environmental exposures, and this is some of the medical conditions that like intracardiac devices and heartbroken syndrome. Risk factors such as smoking, increased blood pressure and high cholesterol that precipitate the Conis syndrome. Pathophysiology of Conis syndrome. What it happens in Conis syndrome? Inflammation cascade induced by triggers, though activations of mast cells, lymphocytes and eosinophils that leads to systemic and local effect. The systemic effect have a potential impact on the myocardial tissue through hypotension resulting in hypoperfusion and subsequent ischemia. Adrenaline can control the systemic responses but has a paradoxical effect in the myocardial tissue. Both the local and systemic effect can play a major role in the Generation-Kounig syndrome. Clinical manifestations. Symptoms include chest pain, dyspnea, nausea and vomiting, dysphagia, pruritus and urticaria. And signs includes arterial hypotension, diaphosis, paleness, palpitation, brady and tachycardia and cardiorespiratory arrest. Diagnostic studies. There is no specific diagnostic studies for Kounig syndrome, but some of the studies includes needed to confirm the diagnosis. ECG, it shows the ST elevation. Laboratory test, it shows elevated WBC and histamine level. Echocardiogram can differentiate the syndrome from other causes of chest pain such as pericarditis or aortic dissection. Arteriography, it helps to evaluate the coronary anatomy, treat vasospasm with intracoronary tracts or perform angioplasty where indicated. Vascular biopsy, it reveals mast cell infiltration at the site of spasm in the ruptured plaque and also in zones susceptible to atheromatosis. Newer techniques that suspect single photon emission computer tomography have revealed severe myocardial ischemia while coronary angiography showed normal coronary arteries. Management is based on the types of Kounig syndrome. If it is mild reaction, then antihistamine and corticosteroids can help control the symptoms. If the patient's presentations involves anaphylaxis, adrenaline should be given through IM. Allergic event alone can abolish type 1 variant. Giving vasodilator such as nitroglycerin or calcium channel blocker is recommended. Antihistamine and mast cell stabilizer, that is chromoclicate or nidocromil, can also be considered. Type 2 variant. Acute coronary event protocol is applied and type 2 can be treated as like type 1. Glucagon may be a better option than adrenaline for acute anaphylaxis in patients with prior use of chronic beta blockers. In addition, beta blockers can increase coronary vasospasm and ischemia, so opioids should be used with caution. Type 3 variant. The use of mast cell stabilizer in association with steroids and antihistamines are recommended. Harvesting of intrastent thrombus together with histological examination of aspirated material and staining for eosinophils and mast cells should be undertaken. When allergic symptoms are present following stent implantation, desensitization measures should be applied. Prognosis. The prognosis is very good beyond the acute phase, during which the patients may develop lung edema, arrhythmias and very rarely thrombi, though the death is very rare. Long-term follow-up confirm the good prognosis with a low incidence of heart failure and should include an echocardiogram 4 weeks after patient discharge to confirm the normalization of left ventricle functions. Reference. These sites are referred for Kounig syndrome. Thank you for watching and listening.